Hey, fat fish heads! It's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms, Fat Fish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the open seas. Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fat Fish brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
Thank you, Dave Linden. Here we are, Mr. Fish. Episode number 82. Unbelievable. It's crazy, right? 82?
I think 82. Wow.
Yeah.
1982 was such a great. I graduated college in 80. I started Mom Saloon in 1982. So 82 is a little symmetry. You were starting to look more with your hair, more and more like the famous comedian that passed named Marty Feldman.
Ooh.
Marty Allen, I'm sorry. It's kind of puffing out a little bit. You're trying to get the fish look?
Yeah, I'm trying to get your look. Yeah.
You're wearing the same shirt you're wearing the same shirt as the last podcast, so you know that I know times are tough. Jesus Christ, Brad. Get a fucking shirt.
It's another shirt. No. Are you still talking? A conversation is back and forth. No, this is a different shirt, but thank you. Thank you for knowing my whole wardrobe. And your hair looks fantastic today.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Bad. Mine looks good.
we went from I hate being old because old people talk about their next meal 3 meals from now and the weather. We went from 85 degrees, 88 degrees to 55 right now, and it's brutal. It is so cold outside. We had a 30-degree drop, so you're going to hear a lot of sniffles and people sneezing. And but I'll take it. It's we had the brutal summer in the history of Las Vegas, so I'll take the cold weather, and I'm doing good. You know what? I'll tell you what's cold weather. All you fucking Met fans that are calling in a Fish Grunny 1. You all right there, Brad? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the beep. This extra beep here. Wait, let me see here. All right, let me see here. Okay, go ahead. Maybe okay.
Well, all these Met fans that I don't know that we ever trash talk on this show, and I know we're both Dodger fans.
Yeah.
But for all you and look, we're rooting, if the Mets win, we're all excited for our friend Keith Berman. But what an ass kicking in New York with the cold weather. Ohtani. Oh, you know what? I think the ball he hit is still flying. I think it's going over LaGuardia into the Atlantic Ocean. It's going to hit fucking Heathrow Airport pretty soon. 3-1 Dodgers in the series. I guarantee you, by the time we do another podcast, number 83, World Series, baby.
It's going to be exciting. But the last game is the hardest game to win, always. And Keith, you're still in the game. Where's this beeping come from?
That's you. You're beeping. You know what it is? I'm trying to get rid of like when you see a truck back up and it's a heavy load, they go beep, beep.
Yeah,
that's
I know. But usually I push this button and it goes away. Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
No, I got you.
You got me?
You know what? If it beeps, it beeps. It beeps, it beeps. It's not taking away from the podcast. It just takes away from your voice.
I don't like this beeping.
I can't help that. We're gonna have to live with it. You know, it sounds like we're walking in. It sounds like you're walking into a convenience store. You know,
right?
And it
beeps.
Oh,
I know what I'm doing. Okay, I know what to do now. I'm just gonna shut off my phone. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, so yeah, the Dodgers. God, they look good. It's amazing. Keith, I love you, man, but it doesn't look good for the Mets. They the Dodgers win 1 of 3 World Series, baby. And
love it. I love them. You know what? I love the story of the Mets. Okay. To Christine Furco and people on Facebook that work for the Mets, it's a great story. Just the horrible start. I love Pete Alonso. I like Francisco Lindor. There's nothing to dislike about the Mets, but these two guys that host this podcast are from LA. And Ohtani is such a...
Who are they? Is that us? Oh, okay.
Well, the guy that looks like Marty Allen with the deli pictures in the back, and this raccoon head with the Mr. Magoo eyeglasses, and the protruding proboscis. We're Dodger fans, and we're gonna gloat because you know what? And Brad, you're in the entertainment industry. Don't you think the network secretly want a Dodger Yankee World Series?
Absolutely, you hit it right on the head. Yankees blew it yesterday. They blew a 5-3 lead. and they couldn't come back. Yeah, I know. But it would be great to be Yankees Dodgers. And the last time that happened was, I think, 1977. Last time Dodgers were in a World Series was 1988. And I already know who's throwing out the first ball for the Dodgers in the World Series. Mr. Kirk Gibson, baby.
Oh,
I would love him to throw out the first ball because he's fighting, I think he has Parkinson's, and God bless him.
oh,
I love him. I love this guy.
yeah.
He is such. There's a great story about spring training where Jesse Orosco put black, when they put the stuff under their eyes,
Yeah.
he put that in his hat, Gibson's hat, and he put the hat on, and it was like all over his face. He stormed off the field, and the next day, he ripped the team. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing? You want to win or you want to play around?" Oh, it was great. And the Dodgers won. They won the World Series. So
quick. I'm gonna jump off that one. First of all, before I ask you where you were at that moment, it's like the miracle on ice. I'll tell you where I was when Gibson hit that shot in '88 off Dennis Eckersley.
Please don't.
Baker Mayfield recently said, I talked to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, receivers on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that played with Tom Brady, and they said Tom wasn't fun to play with. He was too serious. It's too much about the winning. That's what it's all about. Now, I guess you have to have a sense of humor, Kirk Gibson, but I'd rather be a guy that's serious, that wants to win and does win, than a clown that just is there to collect a paycheck. Okay, let's have fun. It's supposed to be fun anyways. Where were you when Gibson hit the shot?
I was watching the game. I was at home watching the game. I listened to Vinny, and it was unbelievable because everybody thought it was over. And then all of a sudden, Lasorda, okay, so to let people know what was transpiring behind the scenes, Gibson was in the locker room stretching. He was, going to be on the DL, and all of a sudden he told one of the stagehands, so to speak, one of the guys who work for the Dodgers, "I'm ready. Tell Tommy I'm ready." And Tommy's like, "What?" He goes, "I'm ready." And he brings him out. He limps out of the dugout. He goes, and Eckersley's face when he hit that ball was priceless. It was like he saw a ghost. It was unbelievable. I mean, Eckersley, he was top-notch reliever, and he threw him. I think he threw him either it was a backdoor slider or something. But Gibson, talk about scouting, was ready for it. He knew what he was going to throw. And out it went. Unreal. And only Vinny could call that. Only Vinny could call that. So it was exciting. Hopefully we'll get back there. Got to win one more game, and then we got to win the World Series. But it's exciting. Right. It's really exciting. Look at Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is the Kirk Gibson of 2024. He's really hurting. His ankle is a mess. So it's exciting. I'm a Dodger fan. You're a Dodger fan. Basketball's starting. Hockey's underway. And then your football. What's going on with the Raiders? What's going on?
Well, real quick, let me tell you where I was. I was at the Forum watching the Kings game against the Flyers on a double date with a guy named Mike Callahan. If you could,
you were dating men then? You were dating?
No, I was dating with my wife, Vicky.
Oh,
and you've been to the Forum. The Jumbotron's holding down, and all of a sudden it says it's on the bottom of the crawl. There's a crawl, 1988. It says Mike Davis on first, and all of a sudden it says, and the players are on the ice, and it says Gibson home run, Dodgers win, and all the Kings players are hitting their sticks against the ice, and the Forum went nuts. It was wow. And then I couldn't wait to get home and watch Stu Nahan and the highlights because back in the day. Did you notice when you were watching, Brad, something? Did you notice all the cars leaving the stadium? That's a typical Dodger crowd. Yeah. All the lights, all those fucking people went to the game and missed history. I hate that.
They come late, leave early. That's LA fans. They come late and they leave early.
The Raiders, right?
It was definitely exciting. Oh, it's great.
The Raiders are a disaster fire right now. I don't know what's going on. Devontae didn't want to play with the Jets. Now, a lot happened since our last podcast, but they did announce yesterday that this guy, Tom Brady, is going to be a 10% owner. And look, he decided to sport a new haircut.
What is that?
Well, he looks exactly like Mark Davis.
That's Mark Davis's haircut.
Tom Brady reveals shocking new look after being approved as minority owner of Las Vegas Raiders. I hope it helps out. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
It's tough. We talk about this all the time. Football is so discerning to their fan base, because take the Mets, for example. You could get a shitty start like they did, and you have all those months to make it up. Basketball, Steve Kerr can go 0-5 or 0-6. He's got 82 games, he's got 75 games to make it up. Football, he's 2-5 or 2-4, 2-6. It's the NFL draft next year. So nervous. I'm so excited about football. My college team, Hook 'em Horns, a big one against Georgia tomorrow. Big one.
Oh, big game.
Awesome. Yeah.
Texas is undefeated. And what are they, number 2 in the nation or number 1?
1. Georgia's number 3, I believe. So we got this. This is it. This is what basketball starting. Did you see what Dalton Neck did last night? I mean, we're going to go live later. We're recording. We're going to go live right after the show on a Friday morning here in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Dalton Neck, who's the first-round draft pick of the Lakers, scored 35 in a preseason game last night. But he scored 23 the last points. And it was fun. It was fun watching that. I think they were playing the Warriors. Were they not? I don't know.
There you go. Preseason means nothing, my friend. I don't think the Lakers are going to do well this year, sadly. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't add up for me. And then they got to get rid of Rob Lowe, doppelganger. Doesn't Rob Lowe and what's his name? What's his name? I forgot. Who's the personnel guy for the Lakers?
Rob Pelinka?
Rob, he and Rob Lowe look very much alike, but I think he's got to go. It's time.
Did you see Rob Lowe when the Dodgers won the series, or they won a game in Dodger Stadium? He was on the mound next to Ohtani. Rob Lowe's everywhere. He's a huge LA sports fan. Huge.
Yeah, LA. All those guys from Malibu. I mean, listen, so many LA fans, big stars like Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal is a Clipper fan through and through, and he tells a great story about how Jack Nicholson invited him to the game, and all of a sudden they're sitting in their seats, and all of a sudden the kiss cam comes to them for them to kiss. And he goes, I think he loves it. Don't even try. Don't even try, Billy. Don't even try. And I think he kissed him on the cheek or something. But Billy Crystal is the greatest. Billy Crystal is the greatest Oscar host in Oscar history, Academy Award history. Guaranteed. He is the number one guy. I told his daughter, we do looping together, Jen Crystal Foley, and I said, your dad is the greatest host for the Academy Awards, because now they're trying to find somebody. It's a thankless job. You don't make a lot of money. You put yourself out there for scrutiny, and it's a tough job, really tough job, man. So everybody's saying no for March, and you got to start months ahead of time, preparing your bits, writing, doing all that stuff. So we'll see what happens, my friend. Maybe you,
as God's honest truth on our families, like Brad has no idea the memes I show him or the videos I show him. So he brings up Billy Crystal. Little did he know that I have a clip I'm going to show you from one of my favorite shows. I want to show you what comedy was like in the 70s. It was called Soap. Billy Crystal's first show was Soap. And it was way ahead of its time. Billy Crystal plays Jody Dallas, who's a gay. It's a dysfunctional family. Right. And one brother's a sex addict that can't get a job. The other one lives his life through the ventriloquist, as he cannot talk without his ventriloquist dummy. And Billy Crystal's gay. You didn't have gay characters back, openly gay. You didn't have gay characters. I'm going to show you a scene with the great Richard Mulligan that was considered one of the top 10 scenes in comedy history. Brad, remember this? Here we go from the TV show Soap.
Cops are following the guy who picked it up.
Where's Elaine?
They say she'll be here by 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh, thank God.
Did Jody call?
Yeah, he sounded okay. He said he might drop by later.
All right.
Hi, guys. Hey, Bob and I have been working on a new act. We thought you might like to see it.
Fellas, please, we're not really in the mood now.
I just kind of needed the practice. I thought maybe it might break the tension around here. The trick is I read minds.
Oh, come on.
No, it's true. I do. Come on, Chuck. Do your stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? Ready. Okay. Danny, take something, anything, hold it up in front of Bob. It's, round. It's, glass. It's an ashtray.
He's peeking. He's got to be peeking in there.
No. I can't see a thing. There's Slayer.
All right, wait a minute. All right. Pause. What's that?
Okay, I got it. It's red. It's round. It's an apple, Betsy!
This is amazing!
Do you know what kind of a gold mine we got here?
Bert, Chuck can see what you're holding up.
But Bob can't.
Daniel, did you get it?
No. How'd you do it?
Oh, we can't tell.
Oh, come on, tell me.
No,
Tell me.
Hey, let's make
Come on, tell me.
Oh, that is great.
I
is
saw
nice.
that. Yeah. Did you remember that show, Brad? Enlighten our guest how way ahead of his time, and that's comedy that I thought was great back in the '70s.
It was it was a top 10 show. Billy Crystal was just magnificent. And all the cast was great. Richard Mulligan, I mean, gosh, really a good show. It's, it stands the test of time. We're laughing. How many years ago was that, right? I mean, that was a very
1976.
popular sitcom for
Oh, it was
ABC.
great. I mean,
For ABC.
yeah, and it didn't last long because it was so controversial at the time. They went into many subjects of stuff that, I don't even think you couldn't show this stuff today. What they went through. I mean, it was, but still, I thought that's one of the top 10 scenes, and I watched that thing over and over again, and I still laugh. Because
Yeah, it's great.
what comedy's supposed to
I can't
do.
believe you watch TV a lot.
We talked about it last time. Let's get through some of these memes because some are about you. Check this out. Don't you wish this guy was your grandfather?
Oh,
That's a Pabst Blue Ribbon, bro.
giving the kid a beer.
Come on.
That's
Fuck that
great.
bottle. Drink this.
Drink this, kid. I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to teach my grandson something. Oh, that's great. That's funny.
Hey, in lieu of baseball, and we talked about the Yankees and the Mets. Check this. This is brilliant. Look at the aging Babe Ruth and the young Yogi Berra. I mean, talk about two legends. And this is when he's obviously, he was very, very sick. And Yogi Berra with the great, I read his book about all his, no one goes to that restaurant anymore because it's too busy. Those kind of things. You ever hear the Yogi Berra isms, Brad?
No.
I'll give you an example. He everything he said was a misnomer. In other words, he used to room with a guy named Whitey Ford, famous pitcher, and they're in Boston, and they get a room, and one has a regular bed and one has a Murphy bed. For our audience, the Murphy bed's the one that comes out of the wall and it goes down, and so the porter shows him how it works, and all the blood goes out of Yogi Berra's face, and he goes, "Sir, what's wrong, Mr. Berra?" He goes, "I don't think I could sleep standing up." Because it was in the wall. Anyways, brilliance.
That's
It
great.
just, yeah. I mean, I
Sports,
just,
man.
nostalgia.
Yeah, no, it's Babe Ruth was a special player. I tell you, he was something special.
Special man.
Because he didn't look like an athlete,
No.
He was heavy set, like somebody I know. Okay, me. But he was a pitcher. He was an incredible hitter. He had the home run record for until who broke it? Sammy Sosa.
Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron broke it.
That's right. Hank Aaron broke it. Oh, I miss Hank Aaron. He put up with so much racism, unbelievable, but he just stayed the course. and he beat Babe Ruth. Oh, it was fantastic, fantastic.
May 5th, 1974, Al Downing was the picture. Against the Dodgers,
Yeah.
he did it, and they showed it. Okay, here we go. This is something that's really near and dear to Brad and myself because we lived in this era. Could you imagine how big I would be? 'Cause I'm a big Taco Bell fan. Look at the prices of Taco Bell back in the day. Enchilada, this is in the 70s, 82 cents. The
Wow.
beefy tostada, 79 cents. A burrito, I think it's 51. You know what tacos were back then? 28 cents. The same tacos you get now, 28 cents. Forget
I love
it. I'm
Taco Bell
done.
too. That's great, and the quality. Taco Bell, In-N-Out Burger, a lot of these places stand the test of time because the quality is the same. That's why you go back to these places. It's always the same. You get a burger in December, come back the next year in July, same burger, same taco, prepared the
Absolutely.
same. That's the secret sauce there.
We're talking show number 82. Let's go back to 87. This is an actual movie marquee. I'm going to read the 4 films. I want to see which one Brad Grunberg, has seen. And if you had to choose one for this day, which one would you have gone to? This is in the Valley. This is the Corbin. This is on Ventura Boulevard. The Lost Boys.
Okay.
Hang on, for our listening audience. The Lost Boys, RoboCop. This all played in 4 different theaters. Lost Boys, RoboCop, Predator, Full Metal Jacket. Brad, how many have you seen, and which one would you pick if you had to pick one?
Full Metal Jacket. That was so intense. It was incredible. That was a great. I mean, the sergeant was one of the best actors of all time. I mean, he and Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh, was he great? Yeah, I
So
think. Yeah. What do you like?
Well, I like the same. I like the Lost. I like all the next 4 different
All of them,
theaters.
yeah.
All these films are close films. The good thing about that, you bring that up, is R. Lee Ermey is the guy that played the drill sergeant, and he was there as you'll love this story. He was there as a technical advisor because I hired Robert Duvall to play that part. And while he's technically advising, the great Stanley Kubrick that directed the film said, "Hey, Robert, come here. You have a lot of work going on. You got this great Santine. You got a lot of stuff going on right now." He goes, "This guy's great. If you watch him," he goes, "Yeah, I think he is." He goes, "Hey, man, I'll give you a cut of the film, but I want to give this guy the role." And he was cool with it, Duvall, and the guy nailed it, like you said. Nailed it.
Unbelievable. Yeah. By the way, where's our crawl? Where's our crawl there? We don't. Can we have a crawl?
Yeah, there's our
This
crawl.
is show 82. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're on Fatfish, TikTok, 6134, Roku, Podbean, DBTV, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you to Shucks Tavern for allowing me to spoot. None of these opinions are that of Shucks Tavern or Johnny Cocktails Entertainment with this 400 projects going on. Brad's coming to Vegas for his birthday soon. We're going to do a show together in my house. We'll do Cloudwater in a second. But check this out.
Cloudwater. You've had Cloudwater. It's delicious.
Yeah, I want some more. I'm just going to go to the store and buy some. I guess.
No, Barry
it's sold out everywhere else.
This is like a seltzer. It is a seltzer. And I'm drinking, my favorite one, blood orange and coconut. And it's good for your gut. And it's, so good. And then also you could put your favorite alcohol in it and make yourself a drink. But I just drink the seltzer, and it's really good for you. And so call or go to cloudwaterbrands.com. That's cloudwaterbrands.com. Order a case. You'll thank me in the morning. Great stuff. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, guys. You're the best.
Right.
Right?
And, if you come to Vegas, I'll make you a cocktail.
No, please no. No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Shucks Tavern when you're off, like during the day. Oh man,
I got news for you. They'll make you the same drinks. Like?
Are you gonna talk all the time? Am I allowed to get in a word edgewise on my birthday? I just want to know.
No. But watch this. I'm buying all the food that day, so don't worry about it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You'll have all the food in your mouth, not the talk. Check this out, buddy. And Lou, you coming in? You'll love this. This is true. This is so great. Little Darlings, stripper shortage now accepting ugly girls.
Oh, that's great. Oh gosh.
Look at,
Have you been there?
I've been a Little Darlings, yeah,
Have
years
you?
ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
you
there on
did.
midget night. Oh, little person night.
Little person.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you
You
really
great?
there's a line 100 deep to watch short people strip. It's incredible.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Brad, talk about your strip clubs. My dog's going crazy at the door for something. I got to go check it out. Hang on.
Molly, okay.
Molly, what's
No
going
problem.
on,
All right.
bro? What do
I
you
worked
want,
at,
Molly?
are you still talking? You're not still talking, are you? You told me to talk about the Hollywood Tropicana. You worked there for 14 years. It was one of the greatest jobs I ever had. So much fun. Met a lot of nice people, a lot of superstars, a lot of actors, a lot of politicians, a lot of rock stars, a lot of sports stars came into the Tropicana. I was your MC, Johnny Cocktails, master of ceremonies, and I've done this before, but I'm going to do it again. Would you like to hear some of my spiel, Fat Fish listeners and watchers? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, well, let me put it this way: I don't give a shit what you think. Here we go.
For all the ugly girls.
Strap yourself in because you're going for a ride. The bigger the bill, the bigger the thrill. The more money, the nicer the honey. More greenery, the nicer the scenery. 7 nights a week, 365 days a year. The world famous Hollywood Tropicana. Fuck Disneyland. This the happiest place on earth, motherfuckers. Drop the mic. Thank you. That's embedded in my brain, my friend. It's great. I do it. I'm when I'm sleeping. I recite it. But there's going to be a surprise we're working on, something interesting. So if it comes to fruition, I think you got to fly out for it because it's going to be epic, and it's going to be fun. And we'll get you a hair and makeup person. At the Trop to, listen, come on, look at this look.
I get to go. Is it the Hollywood Tropicana?
Maybe.
Don't say
I
anything.
can't really
You can't
talk
say
about
anything.
it. I keep it close to the vest. You know how I keep everything close to the vest because I believe this. When you talk about things, it jinxes them. It jinxes whatever you're doing. No, I'm telling you, it's happened to me. And it's happened to a lot of people. You open your mouth and you start talking, I'm going to be doing this and making this kind of money and blah, blah, blah. It's all over. It's all over because, don't talk about anything before it happens, before you get the first check, before you're there, for a couple of months, I subscribe to that. So,
I don't.
You talk about shit.
I was going to tell you that I was hoping for a Super 10 model to walk in your shower and tongue your scrotum, but since I'm talking about it, I jinx it's not going to happen.
I
All
can
right, so
imagine you in
I
the
talked
shower.
about it. It's not going to
The
happen.
girl
No,
she's got your balls in her mouth, and you're doing this with your glasses. Yeah.
No, it wasn't for me, buddy. I'm okay with my wife. It's for you because your hair's all disheveled. You're wearing the same fucking clothes. Look at that. Look at this.
Yeah, here we go. Yes.
Now you got to do it right. You got to do this. You got to do it, and then you got to do the position. It's a whole new process.
Would you like a drink? Some appetizers? Chuck's Tavern. You ready with the finger? Let me show you the finger you should use here. This is the finger you should.
Yeah.
Right here. Okay.
Hey, you want to see what?
I'm gonna roast your ass when I'm out there.
Roast me now. This is what Vicky. This is after being married 35 years. This is how I get Vicky aroused. Look how excited she is.
That is.
She looks at me. You know what she's saying to me? Do you know what she's saying? Who are you going to satisfy with that? And I said, probably me.
She must make you laugh because you're not funny. For 35 years, I mean, other than being married, how do you keep it going? Can you give our audience some advice of being married for 35 years happily?
I don't want to say it. Could you say something? You might jinx it.
Oh, now you're learning. Very nice.
Yeah. So, Brad, how long did your stand-up comedy career last?
10
before
years.
They booed you off stage.
10 years stand-up comedy, 10 years a warm-up guy. That's the guy when you're seeing like Soap. It's a live audience, and a guy comes out, a comedian or a host, and he entertains the audience between wardrobe changes, camera moves, all that stuff, and it keeps the audience in the story because I'm cracking jokes, and then all of a sudden they go, "Okay, we're going back," so I got to bring them back to the story, so they laugh. You understand? But it's a very, very lucrative job. I did it for 10 years. I had a great time because I love people. But I was a warm-up guy for 10 years, Tropicana 14 years, stand-up 10 years. But I stopped doing stand-up because listen, I like comedians, but I don't like socializing with comedians. Because when you go out with comedians, you sit with guys, they're all trying to one-up each other, you know?
I see that.
It's ridiculous. Guys, calm down. You're off stage. Enjoy your pastrami sandwich and shut up, And I did a lot of commercials. I was so blessed earlier in my career. I had this one comedian that will be, I will not tell you his name, Carlos Mencia, but this is what happened. He walks up to me at the LA Comedy Cabaret and he says, "I saw you in that commercial." I go, "Oh, thanks, Carlos. Thanks a lot." He goes, "That wasn't a national commercial, was it?" I go, "Oh, no, it was a small regional commercial." This asshole was putting me down. Basically, he was hoping, when I told him it was a small regional, you should have seen his face light up, Good, it wasn't, and it wasn't a big time national. Fuck him, Can't you be, let me ask you this, Fish. Can't you be happy for one another? Jealousy, woe's me. Why did he get
I
this?
am.
Why did he get
You're
that?
talking about in general. Yes.
No, you and I are. But there's so many people in this world that don't wish others well. They don't want you to do better than them. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's exactly right. People, because the old adage is if the other person fails, it doesn't make your life as shitty. Okay. Why don't you strive to be as successful as they are, or be happy for their success? Because you need more happiness in the world. I've always look what we do. Look, but by the way, speaking of that, I want to say this on the air. Kudos to Brad, Snacks and Fish. From Mel, Lori, and AJ Pasquale. The golf tournament was extreme success. They raised a hell of a lot of money. There are kids going to college because of a collective effort for wanting people to do good. And philanthropy and doing some percent. Yeah, you're right. Some people just want other people to fail. I hate that. That's a pet peeve of mine. Why would you want? And I love when people do this. I can't stand that guy. He's such a, he fucked my 3-team party over. And I said, you know what? That guy makes $84 million in the last 3-year contract. Okay. He doesn't give a shit about you. All right.
Yeah. Right. Be
happy. It's a job to these athletes. When Brad Pitt makes $27 million a film, okay, is he entertaining you? Why would you want him to have strife in his marriages and his life? Who cares? He's there to entertain you. When you watch a basketball player, you're watching Steph Curry throw a hoop. That's it. Be entertained.
I tell people,
no haters.
The pie is big enough in life for everybody to get a slice, know? Right. And that's how life is. And don't be an asshole. Don't wish people bad, and I see it every day, especially in show business. And I cannot stand it. That's why I got rid of the I don't hang out in comedy clubs. I don't do that. And I got the job at the Trop. I went in a different direction, but because I always wanted to be a comic actor. John Candy was my hero. I've said that on the show before.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. I want to be a bartender for 100 years. Anyway, that would be you, sir. That would be you. That would be you. Not even a bartender.
Oh, you can't take a joke. What, you're putting me down for what I do? Why can't you be happy with my success? I'm going into the Hall of Fame. What Hall of Fame are you going into? The fast food drive-thrus?
Yeah, fast food. Exactly. Oh my God! You're going to the Hall of Fame. Where is the fucking bartender Hall of Fame?
There's one in LA and one in New York.
Is that in Canton, Ohio? Is that where it's at?
No, I wish. If I was in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you'd be sitting next to me. All right, you'd be the lineman. If I was in the Hall of Fame in football, I would have been a running back, a small wide receiver. You would have been a lineman. So and make the Hall of Fame. But
Or
you're right.
maybe a
Getting back
tight
to what
end,
you said,
man. I
and
got
you know what I
great
can't
hands.
stand either? Have you had this happen to you? Don't mention names. How about when family members can't be happy for your success? They get jealous. What's the jealousy?
It happens,
You know,
man. It happens. There's
egos and
people that,
jealousy.
yeah,
Wish everyone to do well. Everyone to do well.
I
Because there's
agree.
enough. What, Brad? You know this more than anybody. There's enough shit and stress in your life just
Oh,
by life. What did John Lennon say? Life gets in the way of your plans. So just the small things. Watching the Dodgers win is great. It makes me happy. Be happy. You know, you have to.
do you
Oh
know
yeah,
how?
fucking Dodgers suck. They're not my Dodgers. I don't own them. I just
Do
like the
you
team.
know how hard it is to go out of your way to wish somebody bad or ill will?
Sure.
He got that movie. Fuck him. Oh man, I'm a better actor. I've been in the business long. Shut up. Okay. Everybody gets theirs if you stay in the game long enough. Okay. So do me a favor, keep your comments to yourself. Go get some fucking therapy, right? And live your life. I mean, I know so many people like that. And remember, positivity and love. That's how my life. And I love when my
Positivity.
friends say, I got this, or they post something on Facebook. I'm doing this movie with this person. And by the way,
Good.
I love when actors or sports stars, they're humble. They give back. They spread it out. Adam Sandler's a perfect example. Okay. The man is worth $450 million. He wears bicycle pants and t-shirts. Okay. And he helps people. And he doesn't say anything. And also Carrot Top. These guys, just to name a few, they do things and they don't bring a camera crew with them to a children's hospital. They do it quietly and then they move on to the next. And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I knew the story from Tony O about Frank Sinatra in New York. He was in his limo. It was pouring rain. And there was a lady selling flowers on the side, like in Times Square or something. He said, pull over. And he goes, buy all her flowers, tell her to go home, give her a little a deuce, give her a couple hundred. And then Frank took all those flowers and went to the hospital and gave it to all the people that were there. I mean, come on, man. You don't know that story. Tony O told us the story, his manager.
Absolutely.
It's great. And that's what it's all about. And what about you? You got a big heart, man. You help people, Let me ask you this question. You're in the bar and somebody says, God, I'm so hungry. Oh man, I had the worst day. Blah, blah, blah. I just came here for a drink. And you'll say, oh, you're hungry. Oh, you ever buy somebody a meal and say, hey, pay it forward?
No, I said, get the fuck out. What do you think I am, Santa Claus? No, of course. Part of being a bartender is being a psychologist. So I talk. Yeah, that very rarely happens, but I'm there for them mentally. That's where I'm there because you get, alcohol mixes in with your senses and the real truths come out. And
right.
I could have a degree in that. But the theme of this show, when I wrote it, the open was sex, talking about sex and after sex. So got a couple questions. These are not emails. This is me coming up with this stuff for you and me.
Okay.
And thank you, everyone. Thanks to the Deb Devonshire. Deb Devonshire came in last. Lisa Gelbert. They're asking questions every week. We wish you would finance us. If any of you guys have money, send it. But we love the fact that you listen, and we love. Brad loves his fans. I have no talent. I'm not funny. I'm just here for the ride. But Brad, when we grew up, remember when we grew up, there was the baseball diamond. First base was making out with the girl. Second base was her breast. Third base was the pelt. And home run was fornication. Right. When you make love to a woman, did you follow those? Did you follow the single, the double, the triple to home plate? Or did you find yourself, I love the kiss. And whatever happened next, whether she moved her mouth in a certain spot or that it's just a direction, or were you very conservative in making love to a woman? And since it hasn't happened in about 12 years, I'll give you a minute to think.
Why do you think I stay at the Virgin Hotel when I come to Vegas? Okay. I'm a virgin. What are you talking about? Listen, man,
Sure you are.
I'm going to tell you a story. I shouldn't tell this story. Okay, I'll tell it. When
I asked you a question. No stories. I'm asking you a question. Tell a story after I answer a question.
Who's listening to you?
Okay.
Remember, no one listens to you on this podcast. Now, back to my story. I lost my virginity at the University of Arizona when I was 18 years old. So Big Joe Desick, my buddy, came to my dorm room and he says, Grunny, you got to go to this all-campus party, Yavapai down the road. I go, why? I just ordered a pizza, surprise, and I was going to watch Letterman and go to sleep. That was my life for many years. It still is. He goes, you don't understand. I go, I'm going to pass, Joe. He goes, they're giving away free hats. I said, yeah. I go, what? He goes, they're giving away free hats. I go, oh my God. I took the pizza. I told the guys next door in the dorm, take my pizza. It's all yours. I'm going to get a free hat. Go down the street, walk in, get the free hat. And I was going to leave, but you never know. Life is chance. Being at the right place, right time. I look on the dance floor. It was an outside dorm where the rooms were, it was like a motel, you would look and the rooms were like, maybe 6 stories high. And then in the middle, there was a common area, corridor where they had the party. So I look on the dance floor and there's a girl staring at me, gorgeous girl, blonde, blue eyes, Major League Yavos. And my buddy Joe goes, that girl's looking at you. I go, Joe, come on, man. No one's looking at me. Look at me. Come on. And I turn back. I'm looking around me. I look at her and she's looking right at me. I'm like, oh, man. He goes, go ask her to dance. Go ask her to dance. She's so drunk. I had to hold her up. Okay. It was a fast song. All of a sudden she's slow dancing and she started to chew on my earlobe. Oh my, that's my button. That's my Fonzie liver. That's my kryptonite right here, buddy. If you fish chewed on my earlobe, it'd be all over. Vicky, I'm sorry, but you got to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't chew on your earlobe. I've had enough Chick-fil-A's in my life.
No, it's got flavor.
Both
earlobes. One tastes like a chocolate sundae. The other one tastes like an In-N-Out burger.
Let me tell you something. So I'll wait for the story. The earlobes are one of the most erogenous zones on your body.
I know. I'm telling you, I chew on. Well, I haven't been with a woman ever. So what happened was we're dancing. She has to go to the bathroom. I followed her to the bathroom as her security detail. She goes up these steps, goes to the bathroom, comes down, trips and falls right into a vat of mud because it rained the night before, that had accumulated right next to the stairs. Everybody's laughing at her. I pick her up like Sir Lancelot. I take out my hanky. I don't know what the fuck I was doing with a hanky back then in the 80s. And I start wiping her off, and she's unbelievably embarrassed. And by the way, the assistant head resident was a real, like a Baywatch guy, a big, strong guy. And he goes, Grunny, come here. You see that girl you're talking to? She's going back to the dorms tonight, and she's going to see God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I go, shit. Can't you pick another girl? I'm a virgin. Sad. So we walk back to I'm taking her back to her dorms. Her dorm was right across the street from my dorm. And I said, I'm a comedian. I embarrass myself all the time. Don't worry about it. It's over. She goes, I'm so embarrassed. Look at my outfit. It's all white. I look so beautiful. I go, you still look beautiful. So I said, you want to come back to my dorm room? I can show you some pictures of some stuff that I'm doing. I've done. Like, remember the Xerox commercial with the monk? Remember that commercial series where the monk, he looks up and he goes, oh God, you buy a Xerox copier. So I took a picture with him. I took a picture with Larry Bud Melman, all this stuff. And all of a sudden, I don't know how, we start making out. And then my buddy Matt told me, okay, this is what you do. After you make out, you go to step 2, you grab her Major League Yavos. And I go, okay. Then I go, what do you do? He goes, you put your hand down her pants. I go, really? Is that good? Is that fair? Is that legal? He goes, do it. So I make it to third base. I put my hand down. She says, no. Okay.
I don't blame her.
No, I don't either. No means don't try in 15 minutes again. Okay. That's the problem with these fraternities, these colleges. People get drunk and they do things. They keep pressing. So it was over. But at least I got to make out with her, kiss her beautiful chest. And then she goes, I got to go to the bathroom. So what I loved about my dorm room, because I was a dorm rat, 3 years I stayed in Kaibab with Chuka. You can ask your awesome son Max. Kaibab, baby, 309 Buzz 2, and because the bathroom was in front of my door. And of course, when people left the bathroom, I got to smell other guys' shit. It was great. Okay, you've experienced that, right? At work. So the story
The show's
goes,
almost over. Don't keep going.
back from the bathroom. She comes back from the bathroom. She sits next to me on my bed, and all of a sudden she takes off all her clothes. I'm like, what? You said no. She goes, let's do it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I might not be a virgin in 30 seconds. So I run to my dresser. I get a condom. Can I finish my story? Get a condom.
Sure. Why
come
not?
back, start to put oh no, I wanted a little foreplay. So I kind of leaned back and I had popped a chubby, of course. This girl, by the way, head to toe, blonde, blue eyes, huge major league Yavos, great personality. And she was staring at me at a fucking party I went to for a fucking hat. Joe Desick, I love you. So there it was. I put the condom on and then I get on top of her, of course. Yeah, right. I was, not as heavy as I am now. And she's like, Gary. Who the fuck is Gary? Back to it. And I'm checking to see if the car made it into the garage, and it did. And she's like, oh, Steve, so Todd, Eric,
Fish.
I was just gonna say fish. So I kept whispering in her ear, Brad, and she goes, and then it ends 30 seconds later, and we put our clothes back on, and I walk her back to the dorm across the street. And I thought, this could be my new girlfriend. And she looks at me. I go, I had the greatest time tonight. So much fun. We had laughs, and you're a great lover. She goes, good night, Lance. Lance. I leave. Of course, I sent her flowers the next day. You know me. Come on now. And she never responded to the flowers. You know what she did? She probably saw a picture of me. Goes, that's the guy I slept with last night? Holy fuck, what was wrong with me? I must have been really drunk. And she was. So that's how I lost my virginity. But to answer your question.
Yeah, 9 minutes later. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm trying to catch up with you with your stories.
9 minutes? Go ahead.
Yeah, but here's really what it comes down to. Wait, alcohol is truth serum, okay? People do things and say things they should not do when they're sober, okay? And she said no, and that was it. I was taught by my parents, if somebody says no, it's no, especially a woman. And, guys today,
yep.
There's so much that goes on, date rape, all that stuff. And I'm, a big advocate of, arresting these people, teaching them a lesson. You can't abuse a woman or a guy, or girl, a girl, or a guy, a trans, whoever you are, and whatever you do, respect, and you can still enjoy yourself, but there's rules and regulations to all that stuff. So that's my story. That's how I lost my virginity at the University of Arizona in 1982.
The question was not losing your virginity, which you told this story 4 times in 82 shows. That's great. I love it. You said it in the PJ Mark show. You said it when we had Aiden Minks on. I have a memory like an elephant. That's great because it's a great story. And every single time you tell it, there's a little bit something different, which I like, and you embellish it a little bit, which is great. The question
thanks a lot, man.
The question was when the 4 bases. Do you start making out and go somewhere else, or do you let her dictate it, and you kind of
Would you stop
the
saying
same story.
dictate, please?
Dictate. Let me tell you my story, and I'll do it real quick.
No. Do we have to hear it?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
So move on next subject. You hurt my
No,
you hurt my
I want to
feelings.
hear
So
your story.
yeah.
Come on, man.
15 years old. I'm at a party, right? And there, I have to be discreet. I can't say the girl's name, Diana Carey, and fucking drop dead gorgeous. And I'm 15. She's 16. We start making out, right? And things got, we didn't go all the way, but we got to third base, both of us.
By the way,
okay?
when you tell a story, where were you? At your house? At her
I
house?
was at a party. I said I was at a party.
Oh, at the party, you
I
start
think
making
I was
out?
at
Were you in
Eileen
the closet? Where were you?
Papazian's. Wait, that's what you did back then. You had parties. You went to a party. I was 15.
Right, but where in the house were you making out? In the backyard?
In someone's bedroom. So it's like imagine watching, Fast Times or something. And it was in someone's bedroom at a house, and she's in there. I took her to the bedroom. It's a big house.
Right.
And we're making out. Everything was fantastic. Had a great, and I'm a kid.
Are you a good kisser? Are you a good kisser?
Yes, that's my favorite thing about sex. I love kissing. I love to watch. I love to watch a girl tingle. If I could kiss them right, that's the best. That's the most erogenous, most passionate thing you can do, and it leads a lot of girls. If you don't kiss right, you're not getting anywhere.
True.
You saw the scene in Star Wars at Jabba the Hutt. That's how I imagine you kissing. Let me finish my story.
Do you remember Potsy Weber kissing the mirror? They were trying to teach him how to
Yeah.
kiss, and he was kissing the mirror to practice.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
That was me in school. I used to go into the bathroom and kiss the mirror.
Okay, let me finish my story so you can jump in.
You're telling a story. Oh,
So
okay, go ahead.
I'm at third base. She's at third base.
Yeah,
And then we
nice.
see each other in school. And I'm just like, yeah, do you want, to go for ice cream or something? I'm 15. She had a car I wasn't driving yet. And she looks at me and she says, you know what? She goes, I don't know what really, but she goes, I kind of like girls. So my first sexual experience turned a woman into a lesbian. And it fucking got it. What the fuck did I do wrong?
Your brain. No.
I turned a girl. Look, but the way she looked at me and she goes, I'm so sorry, but and she kind of said it really didn't do anything for me. And I like girls.
I love it.
And I said, what do you mean you like girls? And she goes, I like to have sex with girls. And it crushed me for a few years. But my next question, because we got some philanthropy to do. Do you give a shit about morning breath? Because I don't. I love morning sex.
Buddy, did I tell you the story about Shameless? Let me tell you something. If you
that's not. You're not making out with Dylan McDermott.
The question: If you have halitosis, okay, don't kiss me. All right, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, get a mint, then come back. I've been with women and men. No, been with women that
it came out. He's not kidding.
Their breath smells so bad, like dog shit. Okay. I had a guy in my fraternity who had the worst fucking breath. And it's not like you eat something and your breath smells. There's something that happens in your stomach that comes up out of your mouth. And the smell is, they should make a bomb out of it. Oh my gosh. Terrible. But to answer your question, what was your question? No.
Well, the question is, because I don't think morning breath is halitosis. I think it's just fresh. It's a fresh,
you like
they have
it?
you on their mouth. Hang on. They have you in their mouth. You have them in your mouth. And I love the morning breath thing. I love that because morning sex, that your freshness, maybe you're not drunk anymore and you just get up and you're energized and you have sex. Then you go get a bagel and coffee. You have sex again. This is what normal people do, Brad. They don't just go get the bagel and coffee and then take off like you do because you took the last bagel.
Einstein, let me ask you this question.
Einstein's bagels.
Are you better at sex at night, in the middle of the day, or in the morning when you wake up? Good question, Mr. Stink. That's me, Mr. Stink. You call me. Everybody loves that name. New name.
The Big Stink. Am I bet? I look. I've been married for almost 35 years, but during the 80s, when I was a philanderer and have that, I didn't care. Who cared when you have it? When you have it, you have it. But One thing I will say, and anyone wants all the two other women that have been with me, other than my wife, chime in. I'm very big on passion. Passion. I'm not Brad Grumberg, a one pump chump, and let's go to McDonald's afterwards. I really like to push it, and I think that's what I think.
Post game.
I think it's more making love than having sex, because it's just I loved, that's why I can never be with the hooker, because you couldn't make out with them, forget it, you love it.
Be with hookers that make out with me. No,
you can't. That's bullshit.
Let me tell you my story.
Bullshit.
If you don't kiss, I'm not paying the money. I need to make out, but it's the pretty woman syndrome with that. Yeah. They keep the kissing to themselves. That's the only thing. They'll do all sorts of things to you. All sorts
You're
of
right.
things.
You asked. We had a guest named Onyx Muse on. Remember that?
Right.
And you asked her. Asked her if she would kiss you, and she goes,
Yeah,
and you said that on the past podcast. We had to go back and watch Fatfish 51 or 50. Onyx Muse, gorgeous dominatrix and porn star, also dancer. And Brad says to her, "If we got together and I paid you, would you kiss me?" And she said no. And Brad got butthurt and walked off the set.
Oh God, it's funny. I was on, John Lando's podcast, his marathon, which he has every year, and he had a porno star on, and I go, "Have you ever been with a fat guy?" to the porno star, and she goes, "I have to be honest, fully transparent. I had my phase. I was into fat boys." I go, "What? You were? Where was I?" I go, "I'm on my way to Vegas." And then I say, if you ever get back to that fetish of being with a fat guy, I'm available.
Hey, you know what, though? You know what I got out of this whole conversation?
What?
What's his guy's name? John Zeck. What's the guy at Arizona that got you hooked up? What was his name?
Big Joe Desick from Texas.
Joe Desick from Texas. Hey, good morning. Big Joe Desick. At least your first, she was a good-looking woman, right?
Unbelievable. Unreal. Okay. So good-looking.
And that's great. Who cares? You know what? Look at you. Yeah. You're not a bad-looking guy, but I guarantee you outkicked your coverage. What was the girl's name? You remember?
Cecilia,
I'm down on my knees. Remember the song by Simon and Garfunkel?
No. Anyway,
okay.
You're old.
Yeah, you have no culture. You have no culture. You know that?
You're a very old man with fucked up hair. But anyway. Wait. Let me do. Wait. Let's go to the philanthropy. But I just want to do something. Okay. That was you making love.
No, this is me making love. Shut up. Finish up.
Oh God. I gotta go to the deli. I gotta go to work.
I remember I first time I ever saw Andrew Dice Clay, I was on the ground. I mean, this guy's the most vile guy back in the 80s. He goes 17,000 people really quick at the Forum, right? And he opens up, he's on stage, he's looking at the cigarettes. The first thing he says is, "So I got this chick's tongue up my ass. So what if I'm in line at the bank? Shut up, finish up." And the place exploded. Nowadays, he's on the podcast, you could never get away with that. But back then, the comedy was out of sight because it was so. Brad lived it. Brad was a stand-up comic. You could say anything and people weren't offended.
Sam Kinison, the list goes on, man. I mean, Don Rickles.
Rickles was classic. Rickles was a classic comic.
When I was 7 years old, I saw the Tonight Show, and he was on. And I go, I want to be like that. Because I was always, at 5 years old, making fun of my friends. And then I got to know him and call him a friend. And I said, give me some advice. He goes, when you cut people down, you love them.
Right.
Okay? If you say nothing to that other person, you don't want nothing to do with them. So to be cut down by Don Rickles, it's a badge of honor, and he was so great. I miss you, Don. I miss you. And by the way, funny story, I picked up a couple in Hollywood about a year ago, and they wanted to go to Forest Lawn and see Don Rickles' Plot. Yeah. So I called Tony O, and he told me where he was. Beautiful place.
I think you're losing it. You said that in the last podcast.
No, let me tell you something. You have.
I think you're losing. I think
5 or 6 of your stories that no one wants to hear.
No, bullshit.
Nobody who wants to hear. No
this
one
is a
wants
Raider
to see
flask.
The Raiders
you need to drink out of this flask.
Or the Raiders coffee cup. No one wants to hear about you and your life. You're kind of boring, but I love you like a brother. Okay?
Yeah, but I'm
I
damn
think
good looking for my age. I might turn women into lesbians, but guess what? I'm a lesbian too.
Okay. I love the girl, 16-year-old girl. What was her name? Debbie? What's her name?
I can't stand Diana Carey. The way she did it too, she goes,
Can
"I'm
you
so
imagine?
sorry, but
You and
I'm
her
so
have
sorry,
something
but
in common. You love going
don't-
down on women.
the way she said to me, she's like so mature. She goes, "I'm so sorry. It really didn't do anything for me. That killed you, number one, because
Right.
you're a shitty kisser or bad with your tongue." And she goes, "I'm into women." I was crushed, man. Wow. I had no one to go to. You can't go to your parents and say, "Hey, mom, dad, does it ever happen to you? You ever make out with a girl and she turned into a lesbian?" You know what your dad's gonna say? "Get back up there." It's like hitting the fist fight. Get up.
She didn't get the feeling that she did when she kissed a woman. See?
Right.
But
Get
you
outta
are
here.
kind of a woman. You're kind of a woman. Are you trans? Somebody asked me that
I
question.
love everybody. I don't know. I'm not. You know
Good for
what?
you. I do too.
I got love for everybody.
Trans, gay, whatever you are, live your true life, live your true self, and who gives a fucking shit? Like the
Right.
guy in Florida, DeSantis, that asshole. Don't teach
Yeah,
the kids.
you're
about
angered.
being
You're
gay.
angered today. Go get a haircut and shave.
I'm lit, man.
You're an angered man. You know that, DeSantis. Why don't you bring DeSantis up?
Like you.
Why don't you put DeSantis in our podcast? You know what? Don Rickles or Ron? What's his name?
Ron DeSantis.
What's his first name? Ron. I don't. What?
He's Ron, right? Ron DeSantis, is that his name?
I'm not a big fan.
Of Florida,
Yeah.
that asshole. And then the guy who ran Disney, Bob Iger, put a guy in
Yeah,
there.
you're an angered man. All right.
Trans,
All right,
trans-
Lyndon, get us out of here.
You've
All
been
right, well,
listening
wait a minute.
to the Fat Fish Podcast.
Hey,
Heard
Lyndon, take
on
us home.
all your favorite platforms. Until next time.